What is going on, guys? Mobile Carrier News here, and we have an update that the CEO and what the CEO has said about 5G and their plans for 4G LTE, but mostly for 5G. So I was scrolling down the article, this one right here, and I was reading it very briefly, and they're still going with the same plan I mentioned in my other video. By 2022, they're going to have 200 million customers reached and their 5G expanded by that time. And I was scrolling down more. They're going to spend, I believe, roughly, if we scroll down, I'm trying to remember the number real quick. Scroll down here. They're going to spend an estimate. Down here. If I can just find it real quick. Here we go. They're going to be spending their heavy investment, $2.3 billion for C-band licenses in the 3.5 gigahertz range. So they're basically going to be spending $23.4 billion to get their 5G up and running, just like every carrier is, because 5G is still fairly new. Now, they're going with the same plan. 2022, 200 million customers, but I honestly believe AT&T is going to be last in the race. I understand by 2024, 2025, they plan to get their 5G networks to, I believe, 100 megabytes per second down and 100 megabytes per second up. Maybe even 150 to 200 megabytes per second upload and download speed, which is crazy fast, guys. That is insane speed. That is pretty fast. And I think maybe 1 to 2 gigabytes. 1 to 2 gigabytes. Now that's fast. AT&T, like I said in my videos, is known to have the fastest speeds. They're going to be extremely fast anywhere. Whether you're running AT&T's low band, mid band, or high millimeter wave, they're going to be extremely fast. AT&T is going to be pretty aggressive with their speeds because they already are. They're the fastest, and they used to have AT&T back in the day. Even with their 4G was extremely insane. I honestly remember using their 4G just to stream video because it was faster than my Wi-Fi. Sometimes my Wi-Fi would cut off. Their AT&T is really fast. However, they're planning to get 200 million customers or expand their 5G with 2 million customers by 2022. And by 2024, 2025, they plan to get 100 to maybe 150 or 200 megabytes per second down and megabytes per second up. I understand, I've said this many times, that AT&T is trying to build out their 5G to be super fast and extremely efficient and to maximize towers and density and latency. I understand that. And I understand AT&T is really going aggressive with this, but I honestly am starting to believe with analysts that they will be in the last 3G race. I just don't understand why they're taking their time. Maybe it's a good thing they're taking their time, honestly. That way in the future, whenever that future is, they'll be even faster than T-Mobile's 5G network and Verizon's 5G network. I really do think they're going to be really the most fastest network with, slightly better coverage. Not better coverage than Verizon, because Verizon's always the top number one in their coverage, while AT&T dominates the speed. It's kind of like a trade-off. And T-Mobile's in the middle. Well, yeah, they're in the middle. They're not, they have good coverage, good speed, but AT&T dominates speed and Verizon dominates coverage. But by 2024, 2025, guaranteed they will be the last. Now, being last is not bad. It's not always bad. A lot of customers, I remember back then, Sprint was last, if I recall, and they never bounced back. You know what happened to Sprint. But, well, I'm just, I'm curious to see what will happen with AT&T. I was scrolling, down more of the article, and this is some good news for AT&T. They will expand their 5G network. They're going to deploy. Right now they're they're practicing C-band. So basically C-band, is your C-band is they're testing their 1 GB speed data speeds. They're basically testing it. Recently they got permission from the government to test the speeds, and with $23.4 billion in investment, that is not only is that a lot of money, that's huge investment to be investing, especially in the wireless business. Now, AT&T will be very aggressive. They're already aggressive with their home internet, with their direct TV, and they honestly probably will be the last to be with 5G. I just honestly hope they improve it even slightly better than T-Mobile and Verizon. I really hope they do, because if they're going to be last, they have to be aggressive. They have to prove that they can be last, but not be behind. Because if that's the case, then AT&T is just not gonna. It's not gonna be a good, I would say, record for them, or just not a good. How do I say this? It's not gonna be like a good picture for them. If you're going to be last, you gotta prove that you're gonna be the fastest out of anything. So I really hope the CEO knows what he's doing. I honestly hope they know what they're getting themselves into, even though they're gonna be. I wouldn't say they're slacking. I would say they're taking their time, but because they're taking their time longer than T-Mobile and Verizon, those two are rapidly, every day, speeding up their service. Even though 5G for both of them is not up to par, I really hope AT&T knows what they're doing. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be posting more on the next one. Peace.